Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I am Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you've got a reason to smile. I hope that your life has at least some happiness. We're going to talk about panic attack and anxiety. First of all, this isn't fake. What you're feeling isn't, what you're dealing with is horrible. When it comes down to it, your brain and your body are very closely connected. And a mental state change, a anxiety attack, a panic attack, doesn't just stay up here. It can make you feel like your heart's going to stop. It can destroy your ability to breathe normally. It can give you the worst stomach problems. It can cause you to need to run to the toilet. It can literally affect a lot of your body, and people who don't have panic attacks don't understand how bad it is. These are not just in your mind. And while everybody is unique, what triggers you, what affects you, is different from what affects me. What causes you to have problems is unique to you, to your gender. Gender can affect how panic attacks affect you. Lifestyle, history, trauma, so many things that make you unique, your life experiences. And the problem is, you can't just go and fix them. But I'm going to teach you some basics. But first, I'll explain to you where I'm coming from so that you know that I know what I mean on this. I'm autistic. I have bipolar type 2 and ADHD. I also, in 2019, had bowel cancer. I am now dealing with other illness related problems, and I was married for 20 years before my wife died, and I watched her slowly fade away as cancer took her over 20 years. I've seen some shit. I deal with PTSD as well. I can't sleep on a normal bed. Sleeping on a normal bed is very hard for me because it might make me relive my wife's death. That's not a good thing. I can never grieve fully for my wife because whenever my PTSD kicks in, I'm back there at the moment she died. I relived the last 30 minutes of her life. So, and then recently I've been diagnosed with diabetes and also really low potassium. They're trying to bring my potassium up, but low potassium can really fuck up your body. It can kill you. Your heart can stop. Your breathing can become paralyzed. Lose the ability to breathe. Not fun stuff. So all these things are like ammunition for that side of your brain. Now, trauma in your past doesn't go away. You know that yourself. Any shit you deal with does not go away. You can't just erase it. And there's like this little gremlin in your head tries to fuck you over. Now, I want to introduce a concept to you. If you use a computer, you will know you usually log in with a username. You usually connect to the system with a username, and that is your profile. Now, You have certain permissions with that profile. So let's think of this like your brain. You, who you are, as a user level permission. You do all your normal stuff, everything's fine, but you know that you don't have what's called super user control. You don't have perfect control of your brain. None of us do. Just like with a computer, some things you can't do because the computer says, I'm not letting you do that, I'm in control. We hate that. But your brain is the same. An example of a super user control is addiction. Doesn't matter how rational you are, doesn't matter how much logically you know taking a drug or whatever the addiction is bad for you. You, with your super user control, are here. That's the power that you with the normal user, the super user has this control up here. And so nothing you fucking say. This is why people can't stop smoking by just saying, oh, it's bad for me. That's never going to work. And so realize that your emotional brain, your subconscious, and all those other things has super user control. And you don't. Panic attacks, scary. And they're real. Anxiety. I've been in such bad panic attacks where I've been scared to swallow because I 100% believed that if I tried to swallow, my throat would close up and I'd choke to death. And I was 100% dread believing that to the point I had to order a paramedics to come out. I had to ring 999 because I hadn't swallowed for like 3 hours. I was terrified. What had happened is too much acid in my stomach had caused my muscle just up here between your stomach and there to actually inflame. So it felt like it was closing. It wasn't. I didn't know that. I had no knowledge. And one of the worst things with panic attacks is it's the unknown. If you don't know the logic, the information behind it. So what you've got is this part of your brain that's based on all your trauma and everything, and has learned all these patterns, and things can trigger it. And you know your own triggers. Sometimes new triggers come out of things. So the thing is this: you're going to feel guilty. We always do. We think, I'm useless. I'm fucked. I mean, what's the point? I can't even stop myself from having a panic attack. This isn't on you. This is a brain mechanic type thing that is almost impossible to just turn away. And anybody who fucking tells you that a panic attack isn't real and that it's not important, get them out of your life. Anybody who doesn't understand that you need to talk about these things, and that's the first thing. Here's the first tip. Find someone, find a group of people who understand and talk to them. Get it out of here, out there. That's one of the hardest things, to find a group, to find some people. I've always said I'm on Discord. My friend, I have a very small Discord group. That Discord group is fucking amazing. They're all with people who have dealt with trauma, who understand, and we can vent to each other and be there for each other and understand each other because we've all seen bad shit. You need to find someone that you can do, or use your phone. Here's a second tip. Everybody has a smartphone. Now, I take it to the ultimate degree. I get it out of my head every day, put it on a screen, and then upload it on YouTube. Don't do that. You'll make yourself vulnerable to assholes out there. I do it because it's part of my treatment. It helps me to remain independent, helps me to function. But I say, don't do that. But this, your personal therapist. Every phone, every smartphone, you turn it on, it's got a record button. You put your phone down, lean it against some books in the morning, and verbalize all the shit that was bothering you. Record it onto your phone. Just let it all out for your phone. Scream at your phone. Do whatever it takes to get rid of what's building up in here. Put it on there. Then delete it. Or later on in the day, you can watch yourself. This is the interesting thing. When you rewatch it, record yourself when you're having a panic attack. Rewatch it. See the triggers. See the lies. See the lies that your brain is telling you, because when it's inside your head, it's very hard to discount it. When you've verbalized it, the very act of speaking about something can make it seem silly. What you were thinking seems silly, but because you're not doing it in front of someone else, because you're just doing it with your phone, you're the audience. And you can watch it later and say, wait a minute, that's not right. That isn't me. And in a way, same with PTSD. You can hide from PTSD, but you will trigger it and traumatize yourself even worse. And if you don't have access to therapists and that, and it's very hard to find really good therapies, sadly, this. After all, a really good therapist, what does it do? Really good therapist sits there and lets you open up. Just the act of verbalizing the shit that's gone down for you. In a safe way, in a safe place, and just delete it. All those thoughts you're not supposed to say, let them out. And the phone, or if you have a computer with a camera, record it on there and then delete it. But you can start to look at what's going on in your head. You see, what you want to do is actually desensitize yourself from the triggers. You can't get rid of them completely. But now I can talk about my wife's death without it triggering me. And that's took me 5-6 years of talking to people about it. And it wasn't easy, and it was scary, and it's even talking about stuff to your phone is scary as shit to start with. But it's like your own personal get all this shit out of your headspace outside of it. And yeah, if you feel brave enough to be able to look at it and say no, and analyze what you're saying and the way you're acting and that, and think, that's interesting, that's not really me, that's something else, that's just the fear, that's just the anxiety, that's the situation that traumatized me, causing that. You can slowly, very slowly, take back a little control, a little tiny control and awareness. And the more aware you are of your triggers, the more aware you are of what's sending you down those fucking bad things. Yeah, it's scary to start with, but that has been, we can't, even those of us that do have, I see a therapist once every 2 weeks for a 50-minute session online. She's wonderful, she's autistic, she understands everything. Most of what we talk about is 99% of the stuff that she would normally do with people, I already do for myself. She just gives me some pointers now and then, but she's always there as like to make sure that I don't go off the rails. So that's a big thing. First of all, so the most important points to start with, always acknowledge that okay. You didn't fuck up to have a panic attack. You didn't screw. You're not weak. You are the opposite of fucking weak. If you are still alive, you've been dealing with panic attacks, then you are fucking strong. This is what people don't understand. This is what people we punish ourselves. We trash ourselves. It's so easy. But if your life's fucked up and you're still waking up each day, you're doing something fucking right. The bravest people in the world are not those without fear. The bravest people in the world are those that are fucking scared and terrified and still get out of that trench, still get up in the morning. You're dealing with a lot of shit. If you're going through a bad situation, if you are having problems, but you're still taking a step forward, you're still existing, you're still fighting on, then you are fucking amazing. You really are. I mean, that is a simple fact. Those of us that are really fucked up, we're the ones that know what it's like to be screwed over. We know what it's like to go through hell. And most people couldn't handle a second of what we deal with. Somehow we do. So don't put yourself down too much on this, because you are strong if you are still here. If you're watching this video, if you're thinking about what I'm saying, then you've kicked ass. When it comes to panic attacks, you want to analyze yourself and realize the sources, then find a way, a coping strategy. Another way to deal with it is this. First of all, when you're in a full-blown panic attack, it's almost impossible, but there is what I call nuclear ways to deal with it, and you'll have to find your own. And these are the things that really piss you off. You see, panic attacks and anxiety come from an area of your brain that has super user. They can co-opt all of the energy, all of the strength in your body. They can co-opt all of that. And you, as your little tiny you, can't drag back that energy, can't take control of that energy. So you need to employ other super users. What do I mean like that? Is there something that really pisses you off? I mean, we're not talking basics here. It's got to be something that makes you so fucking angry, want to punch a wall. I mean, we're talking the kind of thing that makes you so pissed off that it's indescribable. A super user. So make a list. Get some YouTube videos. Find some content that makes you really, really angry, really, really pissed off. When you're having a panic attack, don't go for watching the comfort stuff. Don't try the comfort stuff. If you can find something that really pisses you off, really annoys you, really makes you angry, then that can grab energy from panic attack. You are redirecting it to something else. There used to be something they did which wasn't a good thing, but they did it. I don't know if you've ever watched old films where the atypical one was a woman who's hysterical, who's in a feedback loop of hyperventilating and someone will throw a cup of cold water over their face or slap them in the face, even worse. But the fact of it, the reason behind that was based on actual thing that your brain is in a feedback loop of this situation, feedback, making it worse and worse and worse. And throwing the cold water in the face or punching someone in the stomach, not a nice thing, or slapping someone on the face, it's a short, sharp shock which causes your brain to go and pause. And that pause might break you out of the panic attack. I don't suggest that because it's It can cause problems, but this is the basic idea. So a nuclear approach to it, if you've got a panic attack, is, like I said, angry. There's other things you can do, but as I say, personal to everyone. Different people have different ways of dealing with these things. The other one is phobias. If you have a very strong phobia, a fear of heights, or a true fear of spiders or insects or something, if there's something that really gets you, find some videos on that subject. Find a video where a fucking guy is doing a selfie and walking across a fucking tightrope from a first person view. Find something like that. If you have a fear of thinking. And then when you're having your panic attack, play that video, focus on it, and your brain then has its fight or flight response. It can either focus on this panic attack, or it can draw back that energy into, oh shit, I don't like that situation. Yes, that can cause you another type of panic attack, but it's one you're in control of. You've diverted the energy from one to another. And this is why I call it the nuclear option. It's the option where everything else has failed. The slow breathing hasn't stopped it. All the normal things like meditating and that, or going to your happy place, hasn't worked. And so you find those things that are unique to you. It could be a fucking political party. It could be someone like that really pisses you off who's a political thing. Something that gets you so fucking angry. Or it could be something that scares the shit out of you. In rare cases, if you have a very good sense of humor or something that really, you need to find, so if it's humor, if it's comedy, you need to find something that you can get a video of that makes you basically lose control of your bodily functions, that you will laugh so hard you will pee yourself. Find something like that, and that can divert also. You're using different super users in your brain to counter the one that's fucking you over. And I call it a nuclear because it's exhausting and it takes a lot of planning, but that side can work. Now, there is other things, there's lower level things like if there was a time in your life, here's another one. It's like this idea, I don't know if anyone you've ever heard of a mind palace or something like that. It's like this idea that you can create a structure in your brain. Now, a lot of people can't, and especially when you're in a panic attack, you can't fucking do shit like that. But think about the most amazing thing that ever happened in your life. It can be anything. The best time of your life. One event. It could be when you were a child. It could be anything. It could be when your father hugged you once or something. And recreate that in your mind. Recreate it with all the detail, all the emotion, all the hope, all the positive that you can. Give it its own life. Give it its own creation. And focus on that. But all of this stuff is unique to you. I can give you pointers and ideas, but everybody's trauma, everybody's things. But yeah, it's you shouldn't. No one should deal with this alone. Now, there is other things you can do. Oh God! And this is the. But okay, so we're gonna go into not safe for work stuff. But my videos always go all over the place anyway, and that is there's a reason why angry sex works. If you're in a relationship, remember if you have those really bad arguments, and people have always said it, it's true. Angry sex is awesome because angry sex deals with all that, gets rid of all the fucking negative crap that's going on. So angry sex. But if you're not in a relationship, then It sounds. I don't usually. I've always said this, that one of the great things to help with depression and anxiety in that is masturbation. Find whatever turns you on, whatever makes you happy, and just have some fun. Don't feel guilty about it. The endorphins, the release of chemicals in your brain can actually do fucking better than an antidepressant. Seriously, they can be so. Having a masturbating can be an amazing. You don't want to rely on it, and you don't want to turn it into a crutch, so you use it all the time, because then it loses its ability. But it is a very healthy thing to do. Is to, if you feel things come into a head, feel things are overwhelming you, then have some fun. And once again, super user, your libido, and this goes to, it doesn't matter what kind of thing you're into, it doesn't matter how kinky or what your own things are, everybody's different. But those are the kind of things that will remember how they say is never make a decision when you're horny, and never buy food when you're hungry. Because if you make a decision when you're horny, then rationale, logic has gone out the window. You're making a decision based on something completely different. So these are all ways to deal with panic attacks and anxiety and depression and things that lead up to them. But it's all very personal. I can't say this will work for you, this specific thing, because I didn't grow up like you. I didn't see what you saw. I know what works for me, and I know what I've worked for other people. I've done a lot of research, and I've helped myself, I've helped other people. It sucks. So, whoever's watching this video, I hope you find something that makes you smile, that makes you laugh. When it comes down to it, it's all things that. So, bye bye for now.